you don't need to introduce myself because I think that everyone should know I am a normal person like you. I'm just someone else in the world trying to find out the life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what you gonna do now?
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
Basically, what I do? I'm cooking. I'm just cooking. I'm all the time cooking. I'm full-time cooking. And I work very hard to try to do the right things in the right time with the right flavor. That's the most important thing I do all the time. Or maybe I try to do all the time. But not maybe. I'm sure that I do that all the time. Funny is the way we met because we are normal persons in one normal workplace. And I think that we have affinity. I don't know if this word exists in English, but we just have some approach, and we start to talking about what we like, what we do, and I think that we start to talking about our dreams, no?
Yeah, we were absolutely talking about dreams, and I think it's so funny that like we got put together, honestly, because like I definitely believe in fate,
Yes.
and the fact that I just love the fact that you have ideals, you know, and we've been talking about that over the time, and like I think that's what drives any artist, no matter what art form you're in. And you have ideals both on cooking and how to run a kitchen, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, for me it's fantastic. When our lives change, I became a chef after being a good musician, and I just changed my way, but not properly my way. I changed my life, I changed my days, I changed all my daydreams basically. And I think that it was the starter to meet people like you.
Yeah.
Take one?
Take one.
Okay. Take two. John, I have one question.
Go on.
What do you think about peoples that migrate for another countries?
I mean, it's a very broad question asking what do I think of people who migrate from different countries. I think it's good to be well versed in culture.
Yes.
I think the more diverse you are, the more you have to say about life in general, which is obviously true. But I think there's a Mark Twain quote that I definitely bring up to people, especially when I talk about being an American in London. And I think it is, I've never met a well-traveled racist.
Yeah, of course. I migrate as well, as you know.
Yes.
I'm Brazilian. And for me it was a big challenge. I start to learn a new language from the scratch because I never have contact with nobody, any people that speak English. And I'm still have difficult in sometimes to have a good communication with the people. I still have difficult to interact with other people, but in the same time sometimes I feel more confident like now to speak with you and just open my mind about everything that we want to talk about. The question is, what do you think about these people? And so you come from USA, and for you it's very easy to find out the situations here, or maybe interact with the peoples, but has just a different accent and a different kind of mentality between Americans and Britons. And so what do you think about this effect? This is positive or negative? The peoples really find themselves, or this is just a kind of provisional travel maybe?
Well, I might need to think about that for a second.
Yeah, it's a very big, higher and good question.
Yeah, absolutely. Could you rephrase it?
Yeah, I want to know, what do you think about the peoples that the migrants or immigrants?
Okay, well, I think,
and in the same time, what do you think that in which way this is good for them, like me, like you. In which way it is good for you, or you are in risk for another side, or is pretty safe, or it is just one more travel in our life.
I think a big thing, immigrants where English isn't their first language, a lot of them, because I've lived with foreigners and I work with a lot of my friends aren't British. I'd say the biggest thing I learned is that language actually isn't a big barrier. A lot of people I know who are more conscious about their language and they're more like keen on like, oh no, my English isn't very good. They're the ones who actually have good English.
Yeah, but you said that the English is the first language. It's the first language.
Well, no, because we're in England. You know what I mean?
Yes, agree.
But I think communication's actually quite easy. At least from my standpoint. I might have a bias because I grew up with a Turkish side of the family. And I think a lot of the barrier is a mental thing. I think a lot of people who might be shut down might just feel that as a mental block because it is a culture difference. Mm-hmm. You can't deny that. But I don't think it's because of the language. I don't think that's why blocks can come up. I have a lot of respect for people who make their own life.
But you think it is a mental barrier or like a behavior?
There's a lot of variables. There's a lot of variables. I think because of a behavioral barrier, it can lead to a mental barrier, or they coincide. Because there's definitely people like who aren't interested in interacting with the locals here, and there's also people who all they want to do is learn the language. And I'm not saying that's like the breaking point or whatever about moving to the new country. Because you need to have openness. I think that's what it is. I think it's openness, and not necessarily in the language, but to the culture and to the differences. You need to be open to the differences. You need to understand who the people are at their core.
Yeah. When you look at me, you think that I'm different.
I don't think that immediately. I mean, because we're having this conversation, I suppose you're only different from me, and that's the only way I can compare it to is to myself.
Yeah, we can talk about it in the take 3.
Yeah.
Nice. No, it was interesting, man. Do you know why? The thing is, we start to talking about one small thing. That is like a small, I don't know, a small thinking.
Yeah.
What do you think about something? And in minutes we get ourselves talking about communication.
Yeah.
And communication is a big word.
It very is. Yeah.
It's something that we cannot just explain. It's easy, but in the same time it's very difficult. It depends in which way we are talking about.
Yeah. No, completely. I mean, like, I think it's when we just talk when we're working together. Like, I don't have like the thought. There's no thought in my mind that's like, oh, you're different or anything, like, or there's like a culture barrier or anything. Maybe subconsciously I might speak my English differently. Mm-hmm. I definitely caught myself doing that. And going back to my heritage, I'd say like that's kind of rooted in that, because like obviously like my grandmother, for example, and my father's side, like she doesn't speak very much English at all. And like learning that from a younger age, I think is helpful. Like, and you learn that, I don't know, you can communicate ideas, you can communicate thoughts and emotion through simplicity.
Yeah.
Anything in this world really can be boiled down to something as an essence, and language and communication is no exception.
And what is the right way to have this clear and easy for everyone, in your opinion?
What do you mean by clear and easy?
Clear and easy, like how the people can just understand that communication is something easy to do, easy to find, and easy to share.
I think that really boils down to the self. From both sides of that, because like you get the people who view people from other cultures as other or something, and you get people from the other culture that view themselves as the other. But it's like, I don't know, we're all human, you know, and we can communicate. I mean, like, food is a language.
Yes. Yes. And by the way, we started talking about food or about what I'm doing.
Yes. I mean, we've had so many conversations about your ideals and how to run a kitchen, and like I've loved the conversations we've had about customer service. Like what would you say the ideal is about your relationship with the customer?
I think that the customers are blind about myself because they don't know me basically. They just they have me on the table all the time, but they don't know that it's me in there. They
Yes.
don't know that it is my time, it was my hands in. They just know that someone cooked that food, and maybe they think that the food comes from the place. The place is the star,
Yes.
not the chef. And some people has discussions. Some people know that someone made it. I don't know if they know that has someone in the back expending time, knowledge, I can say love, and many other things to do something good for them. And now we have the big factories that just make food or prepare things that they just take from the supermarket and put on the microwave and done. I understand that many people has a big heart and they really know that the chef, the importance of one chef. But in the same time, we still have, as I was saying, blind people that just thinking that the food came from the kitchen's place, and that's it. When I'm cooking, what I think that I am cook for myself, and I try to give for this customer the same thing that I would like to receive. My relation with them basically is a very far relation. They don't know me, they don't see me. I'm in the back of house, but in the same time, I feel that they have me in there, on the side or in front of them, because when they get my plates, I expected that they just look at that and say, "Wow, it's look good, it smell good, and maybe the taste is the best thing that I have tried in my life."
And why specifically does hearing things like that, or why specifically does customer input matter to you so much?
I can say now, just I don't know, because I didn't understand your question, because this is the point about my limitations. But in the same time, I can say maybe they just feel comfortable when they receive one piece of art on the table. It's very simple. It's simple. There is not special in the plates, but when they look, if the aspect of the dish is good for them, is the masterpiece. And so it's, I think, that make them for 1 second have a good reflection about what they got. Got?
What they get, yes.
Yeah, what they get.
I love that. Earlier, just a few moments ago, you said with your cooking, pretending to love. What do you mean by that?
I think that when I said love, always I tell the guys, I told for someone today as well, that the food should go with love and with colors. If you do something, for example, if you just put a piece of meat on the grill that, and flip for both sides, you just have grilled meat, and that's it. But when you try to do a kind of makeup with some herbs on the side, to give some color, some different smell in that, something that really will make will attract the eyes for the meat. I think that is interesting, and the love and colors has, in my opinion, one very good connection. So if everything that has color has love, it's because this I dress black all the time. Yeah.
Because the color's on your food.
Exactly.
I love that.
I put all my heart in there, all my love is in the food, and I just dressing black all the time.
I love that so much.
Dressing, no, I dress black all the time.
Yes.
I wear.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know what you're saying when you say you're dressing in black all the time, but yeah, correct wording would be when you
The
wear
next
black.
podcast will be about learning English.
Don't worry about that.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Yeah, mind the gap.
Mine's the gap.
The next station is my one.
Okay.
Was a very nice conversation, and I hope we can do it together again.
Oh, chef, I would
Maybe
love to
we
this
can
again.
do this edition together.
Yes, would love to. I mean, we can record every other time we walk home together.
I can give many colors for that.
Yeah.
Colors and love.
Yes,
all
I
the
want to
time.
hear all about the colors and the love. I think that's fantastic. Thank you,
John.
chef.
I see you
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Have a
Yes,
good night.
stay sweet, chef.
You too.
Mind the gap between